You're actually the reason as why you're having coccidiosis at your farm. Hear me out. Hear me out. I've been doing poultry farming close to 2 years now, and these are the things that I've discovered, and I want to share them with you so that you don't go through the same thing. One, you can either prevent it or you can treat it, or you can lose your birds in just a blink because of coccidiosis. Now, most of you think coccidiosis is just a simple poultry disease or chicken disease that you can get rid of anytime that you want. No, sometimes it is not, especially if you did not administer the coccidiosis vaccine. My name is Sheikh My Love, and I'm here to talk about the prevention measures of coccidiosis at your farm or in your chicken or poultry farm. Thank you for stopping by, and without wasting your time, let's go straight to the point. But before you even go any further, when you start your chicken farm, focus on preventing the situations from happening than focusing on treating or finding solutions after the situation has happened, because sometimes you may not even be in position to do anything when a certain situation happens on your farm. I hope that is clear. I hope I'm not making sense. Now, today we are going to talk about the preventions, how to prevent coccidiosis, and the causes, of course, the causes and the prevention. Okay, before we talk about the treatment. One of the reasons as why you have coccidiosis is poor hygiene. Let's talk about litter hygiene. Now, litter hygiene, we mean the litters, the or droppings, not even the droppings, but the droppings are the same, like they mix themselves with the litter. Litter tuba twogera ku bukuta, the husks and all that. How do you manage your litters? How do you manage your droppings? How do you manage the litter hygiene? It must be really good when it comes to your chicken coop. Now, most of you, the fact that you're doing layers, actually this happens more when you're doing layers, because in most cases, if you manage the water well, of course you're going to be having like dry litter. You're going to be having dry litter or dry hussicks. Now, most of you actually take so long to change the hussicks. Some of you don't even change because you don't think any purpose of changing, and then after you get coccidiosis, you start moving up and down. You have to make sure that litter hygiene must be managed very well, properly, and of course effectively. You don't have to let those birds be in those husks for 3 months, for 4 months. Really? How much or how many times do you change your bed sheets? Of course, when they stay in those litters for so long, or if you don't change the husks for a long period of time, of course expect the coccidiosis to happen. Expect the hygiene to be compromised, and then the safety of the birds to be compromised. You have to change in a given period of time. At least change them after 2 months, at least the highest 2 months. But of course they should be changed between 6 weeks to 8 weeks. You should be changing your litters, because I cannot tell you to change those husks after two weeks. Okay, it's not fair unless when you're doing broilers. For broilers, of course, they force you to change the litter. For layers, they make you comfortable, which causes diseases or which leads to coccidiosis. So to prevent it, please change the litter, manage the litter hygiene and all that. I hope I'm clear. Number 2, we are going to talk about the water spillage management. Now, when it comes to water spillage management, we have these two birds and they are different. Now, the broilers can manage being in a wet place. They can be in a wet place. The layers cannot manage. Wet places, a wet coop compromises with the safety. Okay, the safety of the layers or the laying birds. So you have to make sure you manage the water spillage, especially if you're in a deep litter system and you're using, of course, these manual drinkers like the ones that I use right now or currently, you have to make sure you don't spill water in the chicken coop. You have to make sure when it rains, water doesn't access the chicken coop, because if it does, it's going to be cold for them and it's going to lead to coccidiosis. So that is the cause of coccidiosis. And how can you manage it? Of course, you have to make sure you manage the water spillage. The management has to really, really, really be at the top notch. Sorry if you're hearing some noise out. People are building. I don't know. I don't have anything to do. Another prevention, another cause and prevention is missing, lack of vaccine or missing the coccidiosis vaccine. Now, I've been telling you guys, I have a video here that takes you through the whole process of vaccinating your birds from day 1 to 18 weeks to 4 months, a whole process. So if you've not watched it and you don't know what to do, please look for it. It is on this channel in my previous videos. You'll be following everything and you see how you administer the vaccine, at what age, at what day, and how you can administer it. Okay, so lack or missing the vaccine, the coccidiosis vaccine, is really, really risky. I think this is the major cause of coccidiosis, and it is the major cause of death or mortality or death in your birds. Remember, when you miss a vaccine, most of these diseases do not have a specific treatment. In most cases, they administer antibiotics, so you're not sure. Especially, for example, Newcastle, they're not going to give you any medicine that treats or heals Newcastle. They're going to give you antibiotics that tries to calm down the birds, tries to, of course, just to calm them down, but there's no specific treatment for some diseases. So you have to make sure you don't miss a vaccine. When you do so, of course, if your birds have been attacked by Newcastle, coccidiosis, Marek, if you missed when you had missed the vaccine, of course, expect to lose your birds, expect to spend a lot of money, expect to make losses, and do not expect them to give you to be productive as they must be. Okay, I hope that is clear. Before I give you another point, I would like to remind you that we have another channel, that is Shake My Love, and I only post about my lifestyle content on that channel. Please go and subscribe, follow me, and see everything that you miss from this channel. Okay, another cause is lack of fresh air or enough air. Now, some of you actually build chicken coops as if you're building your own house. Now, I want you to always remember that birds or chickens do not actually care about how beautiful the house is. They care about how comfortable and how safe the house is. So the safety of the house must be good from the predators. It must be good with fresh air and the light. Okay, so if your house or chicken coop does not have enough ventilation for fresh air, of course that is going to lead to coccidiosis. Please, when you're building, if you don't know what to do, if you're a beginner, do your research. You don't have to do everything yourself. Sometimes if you feel like you don't know what to do, you can pay other people to make for you something that is good, or to do for you something that is good, that is going to help you prevent like losses and of course risks. So the house must be really good enough to bring in the fresh air and take out the bad smell and the bust from the chicken coop. So lack of fresh air, of course, causes like coccidiosis. How do you maintain that? That is the cause. So you now know how to prevent that chicken. You now know how to prevent coccidiosis from attacking your birds. Please try that than always looking for treatment and all that, because for treatment you're actually doing what? Spending money, and we are here to minimize costs. In everything that I've told you, actually ebintu ebisinga tebitwala sente nyingi, does not cost a lot of money, but if you wait for the treatment, It can cost you your whole chicken coop, or it can cost you a lot of money to the vet and then the treatment. So another thing is congestion. You have to make sure you know how much birds are supposed to be in a certain place. Maybe to give you a reference, or maybe to help you somehow, you have to make sure that in every 1 square meter, you have to make sure you know this information before you even start chicken farming. If you don't know, of course, do your research. In every 1 square meter, we put 6 to 7 birds. When it comes to layers, because layers don't need space, they don't need to be congested. In that 1.1 square meter, you can actually put 11, between 11 to 13 crailers or broilers. But when it comes to layers, you only put 6 to 7. You don't exceed 8. That is good spacing, and of course, the birds are not congested. Congestion actually brings stress to them, if you didn't know. So if they don't get coccidiosis because of congestion, be sure they are going to be stressed and they're not going to give you the eggs that you expect. The production is being compromised. So that is what I had for you. I don't want this video to be too long. I hope you've learned something. If you have any question, go ahead and drop it in the comment section. In my next video, we are going to talk about the treatment, how you can treat the coccidiosis, okay, from your chickens. Make sure you subscribe to Shaki My Love. I always leave it in the description. And yeah, enjoy. Thank you for watching, for subscribing, and for supporting me. Bye.